Greetings and salutations to all you folks out there. It is our favorite map. It's in time for another game on Wonder. As long as I can keep my tongue untied, because it has been a day since I did a cast, so apparently I am a bit rusty. Who knew that was even a thing? You can get bad at talking. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and jump in and introduce the teams. I don't think we need to talk about the map because everybody's played it, everybody's watched casts on it, so yeah, that would be a little bit repetitively redundant. Alright, on the northern side, we have H-Master in the air slot going Seraphim. Then Verosa as Cybran in the top right. Sassin as UEF. WSL as Seraphim. Another Seraphim for Rapomius something. And Sneaky Fish going Aeon. Looks like there is all four factions represented and Seraphim quite heavily. On the southern side, Chomsky's going UEF air, then UEF left for Michelio. And Lord Gloryhole taking Seraphim mid, Inquisitor Cybran, and Mighty Herc. Yes, Mighty Herc. Interesting. Going Seraphim, and last but certainly not least, Demon Seed going a brilliantly purple Aeon. Was there a Cybran Southern team? Yes, there was, right here. Alright. All four factions represented for both sides, and here you can see the nastiness of the first artillery run from Inquisitor. He's going to push that Medusa up to the front, bomb the ever-living daylights out of the Omni in the center, and deny that mass to WSL, who has no idea that that's even happened and is going to continue to run his ACU towards the middle. He is going to plug that engineer, if nothing else, and yeah, that is all she wrote, folks. Gonna go ahead and bump up the speed and we'll dive straight into this game. It is sure to be hectic, as Wonder always is. It looks like Verosa is choosing not to reclaim the Tech 3 Rex for now. He must be okay on mass, and his opponent there, he just dipped into him when he finally mass stalled. And he's going to stop again and use all that mass for himself. That's going to give him a huge eco boost. He did notice that his opponent did not go towards the mid, so he is going to take the best advantage that he can of those Rex and do a lot of work with them. But there comes a bomber, going to kill 4 engineers right off the bat. Brilliant hit from Demon Seed, and he is going to swing back around for another pass. Going to go for these engineers right down here, killing another 3 and damaging those P-gens. Mobile anti-air coming online, but there's 2 bombers around. Going to pick off that engineer right there. I would have gone around with the 2 bombers and tried to hit the power grid. That would have been a much stronger hit to Verosa. There's another bomber too. Denied that expansion in the back. That was some nasty punches early in the game. Alright, over here on the left, got Sneaky Fish going for an upgrade. That is probably the gun. Yes, it is. -9 mass. That is one gun or the other. I know not which, and we will find out momentarily. And it looks like both of these guys are pushing units towards the front. Michelio is going gun upgrade as well. Let's go ahead and grab a peek at Sneaky Fish. He went for the brute force gun upgrade, the double damage, not the range. Alright. He is going to mow straight into that force of tanks, and I think he is going to be able to force Michelio out of his gun upgrade. There's no way he's going to get that done in time, and you do not want to sit there and soak that much damage. He's going to make a correct call and back up, but that's going to mean that the southern side is going to be very hard pressed. Lord Gloryhole has gotten the gun upgrade. He is going to start pushing Repo back. Tech 1 bombers coming in to try to hit some of these Tech 1 units and clear them out to take some of the pressure off. Looks like WSL is going to come to the aid of his teammate, and he's going to dive straight in with his quite sizable group of Tech 1 units and force both of those ACUs back under weight of fire. On the southern side here, Sneaky Fish is having some brilliant luck harassing his opponent. He has his ACU pushed straight out to the front. Looks like Michelio is finally going to get that gun upgrade done, but it is a little bit too little too late, because he's already lost a lot of ground, a couple of his outlying mass extractors, and most of his land force. So he's going to have a little bit of work cut out for him to recover from that. On the northern side, Demon Seed, as you can see, he has gained a substantial my words just failed me. I lost track of what metaphor I was going to use right as I was in the middle of using it. Upper hand. Anyway. He used those early Tech 1 bombers that harassed Verosa, killed off his build power, limited his expansion. He used that opportunity to build up a massive units and push far into the base. Verosa has lost a lot of his build power. He's lost 4 Tech 1 factories over there, and he's lost a whole lot of mass extractors. But he does have Tech 2 mass extractors in the back. He has Tech 2 tech online. Although he lost his HQ, there is still one Tech 2, well, no, those are all Tech 2 engineers. Yes, they are. He has Tech 2 engineers online, so that is not a total loss, and he is getting some point defense up. So hopefully he can force that ACU back. That was a total loss of all Tech 2. And gunships! Looks like Chomsky is going to push in and try to kill Verosa. I don't know if he'll be able to save himself. There is a mobile flak on the way from the back, but it is not going to get there in time. Just barely. Verosa goes down. Now there's going to be a gaping hole in the northern end of the northern team's front line. It looks like Sasson is going to take over that base. He's moving northward with his ACU, pushing a group of engineers forward for reclaim. And Demon Seed is going to retreat back to base. I don't know that that was the correct decision, because when you make a kill like this, you want to harass and push as much as you can to deny that expansion to the other players. When you allow the other player to reclaim the base and then capture those mass extractors, you're essentially creating a double eco player. Here is an interesting tactic here. Inquisitor is trying to build wall sections to hamper the progress of this huge swarm of units, and to a certain extent he was mildly successful. He was able to clog up pathfinding enough that these point defense behind him and some of the units back here were able to do enough damage that WSL decided it was not worth the effort, and he retreated. That is something that people don't always think of. If you build a factory in the way, or if you build wall sections in the way, especially if you have a Tech 2 ACU, because wall building is basically instantaneous when you have that, you can wall off sections very quickly and create a pathfinding, just an absolutely horrendous glitch in the pathfinding, and then you can escape while the units are sorting themselves out. Strap Bomber out for Chomsky. Now this is genuinely incredible here. We have a UEF player absolutely ecoing like mad, out-ecoing the Seraphim player, who can potentially get double RAS. It looks like he has. Beat him to Tech 3 air and rushed first Strap Bomber, which is going to casually travel around the map killing off mass extractors, but it did get shot down over here by a combination of interceptors and mobile flak. Honestly, I don't think it did enough damage to merit the mass that it cost, because there were shields over vital structures, but it was impressive nonetheless. Alright, so Tech 3 Air is out in force from Chomsky, but it looks like H-Master did save up a few Nothas. He's going to run southward for a snipe, chicken out at the last minute, and move back. He needs to be careful where he extends those, though, because there is a nice little group of 5 or 6 ASF right here that is going to swoop in, and this is going to be a tight one. There are a handful of ASF online for H-Master as well. There is the Strap Bomber again for Chomsky. Chomsky is going to win out on that air fight. He's going to be able to harass further with that Strap Bomber. Got a little bit of an incursion of units from Repo. I'm just going to call him Repo. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Repo and WSL got their units together and pulled a nice little raid into this base down here. But look at the southern side. Holy kashmolis. Sneaky Fish has absolutely murdered Michelio. He has not literally killed the ACU, but when you suppress your opponent to the point that you can bypass him entirely and ram units right into the heart of the air player's base, you have won, and you have won hard. Sneaky Fish has a double gun shield commander. That is a strong son of a gun right there. A combined 40,000 plus health, about 4,300 I believe. And then he's also got units backing him up, plenty of mobile flak, a few Tech 2 tanks, plenty to keep him safe. And now the air player is having to deal with loads of units in his base. We have units from Pink as well that came around the outside edge. This is just terrible to watch. This is not what you want as the air player when you have your ACU directly under attack and you're rapidly losing chunks of your base. Poof goes the mass fabricator grid right there. He was starting to cap off his Tech 3 mass extractors. Actually, those were Tech 2. Why were you building mass fabricators on Tech 2 mexes? That makes no sense. It would be more efficient to go for the Tech 3 upgrade. Well, to each his own if that's what he wished to do. It did not pay off in the long run for sure. Michelio is going to begin pulling his units back. He sent in some to help Chomsky. Chomsky took a devastating hit to his eco. You can see here he's now 12 mass behind H-Master, and H-Master previously had a tremendous lead. Alright, got a Yathatha halfway done. We do have Tech 3 on the field all over the place. Loyalists, bricks, trebuchets. Let's see on the northern side, I don't see any. There's some Tech 3 right there. Tech 1 bomber harassment coming in from Inquisitor. People underestimate the power of Tech 1 bombers. I kind of argue with his target choices, but if you want to use them to knock out build power, clumps of Tech 1 engineers die hilariously to Tech 1 bombers. Alright, this is a tremendous weight of fire coming down from these trebuchets and the Vipers up here at the front. That shielding is not going to last long at all. The southern team is going to have to think about a solution, or the northern team is going to have to think about a solution to this problem very quickly because their front defensive line is about to break. Down here on the south, Sneaky Fish is being pushed back by a double commander. Well, I say double commander. Michelio is kind of hanging back for an extra upgrade, but Lord Gloryhole is at the front. He has Tech 2 and the Nano Regen upgrade, only the first one it looks like, and he is building a point defense creep that is slowly forcing that ACU back. Then additionally we have broadswords out for Chomsky. Unfortunately, broadswords do not tongue-tied again. Broadswords don't stand much of a chance against this much mobile flak. Sneaky is doing an incredibly good job of keeping air cover nearby but behind his ACU. So this is an incredibly good defensive stance while you're on the offense. I love it. I love it. I really have a soft spot for aggressive ACU play, as many people know. Alright, the Yathatha has finished building and is going to start plowing a hole through the middle of the defensive line for the southern team. It is going to actually shed a disturbing amount of health. Need to get some veterancy if at all possible. It's up to 20 kills, 25 kills, pardon me. I'm not sure exactly what the vet level is on that, 60 or some such number. Broadswords and Tech 2 gunships coming in to start killing that Yathatha. At this point, I think it would actually be more of a benefit to the southern team. Hey, look, fire beetles. Haha. RK, you would be proud of this. Dealing with the Yathatha in your base using fire beetles. That is how it's done, my friends. Alright, Yathatha is down. The lightning storm, that was actually good placement. It is going to start damaging the red player's base, and it did a whole lot of damage to the purple base while he was alive. So that is overall going to be a mass donation, but it definitely threw a wrench in the works, at least temporarily. Interesting fact that I am not sure all of you know. It is somewhat common knowledge, but not entirely. On the Yathatha, or however you pronounce that, I don't think there is a standard pronunciation, but most people I hear say it Yathatha. On the chicken, if you can manage to reclaim the chicken when it's killed, it will not spawn a lightning storm. So If your ACU is nearby and you think you can survive it, it is actually worth it to dive in and start reclaiming. Or if you can get an engineer behind it, anything, as long as there is at least one unit with a reclaim feed attached to the Ythotha when it dies, even if the death weapon kills... Well, actually, I'm not sure... Ah, crap. That was a strap bomber run. Actually, that was a rage quit. I think that was a rage quit. The death, no wonder I did not catch it. I'm sorry, guys. He saw the strap bombers coming in for him, and apparently he decided that life was not worth living. Oh, God. That is internal player rage. Apparently, looking at the chat over here, I'm going to slow this down and we are going to take a look at this because it is worth mentioning. All right. Yes, he just left. Apparently, he got angry that he was being strap bombed and decided that the game was not worth playing. And the combined force of Assassin, so he concluded that the best option would be to leave the game. So unfortunately for his team, that was a huge chunk of eco and a whole lot of units that just bit the dust for the northern team. I was terrified that I might have missed something, but apparently I did not. Rage quit ahoy. All right, we'll have to see how the southern team recovers from that. As I was saying, I don't think the chicken actually has a death weapon. I could be mistaken on that. I really need to brush up on my statistics, but that's something that I don't use very often and don't read about a whole lot. I think the lightning spawn is the death weapon of the Ythotha. It doesn't actually have a damage dealt when it dies. Regardless of how that happens, though, if you are reclaiming a Ythotha when the final shot connects that kills the Ythotha, it will not spawn a lightning storm. It's actually kind of funny looking. It just kind of freezes in place and turns into a black skeleton. All right, Tech 3 strategic missile launcher going up. I did not miss the nuke this game. I am so proud of myself. I always miss a nuke on Wonder. There is strategic defense. Apparently that was scouted. It's going to be a question of who gets who's done first. They are roughly even on the build time. All right, over here on the right hand side, the aforementioned deadly gap in the defenses is about to start collapsing. Assassin is ramming his Tech 3 units as far as he can into the southern team. It does not sound like a very pleasant experience. Sneaky Fish is doing quite well for himself. There were some strap bombers kind of hovering around him for a bit. Ooh, look at this down here. He is building a tac missile snipe. That is interesting. Maybe he can kill something with that. Alright, Monkey Lord is online for Inquisitor. That is going to start heading northwards. There is no reason to push mobile stealth field systems with your Monkey Lord because the Monkey Lord has a stealth field already. That is repetitively redundant, as I was saying in the beginning of the cast. I do love that saying. Alright, looks like he's not going for a specific snipe. He saved up some tac missiles and he's going for simultaneous hits on a lot of eco. That is actually a pretty devastating blow. Well worth the mass invested in these tac launchers. He has hit a lot of mass extractors, a lot of Tech 2 power, killed many vital structures. That is a very nice hit. Strap bombers coming in to try and deal with these units over here, the Ythotha and the Monkey Lord. There is a Ythotha online for red now. And together those two are going to be able to do a pretty good job of securing the right-hand side. Looks like Mighty Herc is going to lay down some land factories, start reclaiming with his engineers, and begin collecting everything in this base. Got Tech 3-point defense online. Between the Tech 3-point defense and the strap bombers, that Ythotha is going to go down. Need to watch the Monkey Lord because that's about to be a damage magnet as the lightning begins to strike. Thankfully, the Monkey Lord has a couple of vets on it, and it will be able to vet up further on these units over here. That is one good thing about the Monkey Lord, is that it does vet quickly and it vets strongly. But you can see right here, basically this Monkey Lord completely died. No! I actually did miss it. No. Alright. That was a Ythotha from Rapomes. And you can't say I was going too fast because I was only going at +1. It is my own fault for not checking the map often enough. Looks like we're about to have, well, no, that ACU has a whopping 62,000 health to burn through. Holy cow. It is going to calmly stand under his Tech 2 shield and overcharge that Ythotha to death with the help of some friendly neighborhood broadswords. Very well done, my good sir. You have created for yourself an invincible ACU, and I wish you many T4 kills with that. Alright, dropping the engineers off, perfectly timed with the ending of the lightning storm that's going to immediately suck up all the mass that it can. Building a fat boy in the back, we've got a strategic nuke, about 60% loaded. It looks like it will finish slightly before the defense on the other side. The question is, can it traverse the map? Can it go through the firing cycle and traverse the map before the nuke defense loads and is able to fire? We have another northern Ythotha pushing out. That is actually from the air player. It is going to be able to clear out the rest of the mess over here on the right hand side and begin pushing southwards. And then a second Ythotha from Rapomes that is going to once again come face to face with this brutal ACU, a line of Tech 2 point defense, and a group of broadswords. You can see this ACU bravely going into battle. Multiple overcharges to the chest of that Ythotha. Take a knee, my friend. You are no longer meant to be in this world. Alright. That is 2 Ythothas down for Lord Gloryhole with his incredibly strong combat commander. And you can see he's almost back up to full health again, picking up another vet. 66,000 health on that ACU. Your sniper boats are no match for me. I have more health and more regen than you could ever hope to overcome. Alright, let's see here. What new things do we have? We're about to have a nuke launch. Let's go check our defense up here. It just finished loading. Hopefully he doesn't aim directly for the other air player because that's not going to work. As far as Tech 4 go, this one over here was killed most likely by this Ythotha and the combined force of some air units. Tech 2 bombers coming in for a snipe attempt on Mighty Herc. They are being surprisingly effective. Looks like White does not have enough ASF to deny. There is the nuke. Where is it headed? No one knows. Alright, and it is going northward, possibly blue base, maybe, kinda, sorta, yes. And Herc is going to go down to those Tech 2 bombers. Tech 2 bombers are going to come down. We've got a nuke going off. Rapomes is going to be defeated. That is going to remove his incredibly annoying Ythotha spam from the game. Sadly, no more glory to be won by Lord Hull. And the Tech 2 bombers have been dealt with. Looks like the strategic launcher is about 35% on the second cycle. Going to have some mass to reclaim up here for the northern team. Thankfully, they do have air control. Another Ythotha moving towards the right-hand side. We've got a fat boy over here. And H-Master is defeated. Was that a Telemazer? Yes! Oh, I don't think I've ever seen a Telemazer on this map. What? This is a tiny, tiny map, and he managed to get, with the assistance of the air player, he got Telemazer. Holy cow. And he pulled a double on Assassin. Oh my word. That is incredible. It is now 2 versus 1. The lonely sneaky fish with no air support and only his commander in its very powerful combat stance to work with. I think, oh well, no, there is another player right here. I'm sorry, WSL, I overlooked you and I don't know how. Let's go ahead and bump up the speed and see how this game ends, although I don't see how it ends in anything but victory for the southern team. Lord Gloryhole is transporting his conqueror of an ACU into the base of Sneaky Fish. H-Master over here commenting, forgot about the Telemazer. Well, I don't blame you. The Inquisitor did not build extra power. There were no outward indicators that he would be getting Telemazer. He did it with the assistance of the air player, and the air player boosted him to that. A highly unexpected turn on this size of map. He was able to telemaze the freaking air player before they could do anything about it. That is a game ender if I've ever seen one. All right, Strat Bombers killed off WSL. We've got Strats coming in for Sneaky Fish, Broadswords, Fat Boy, and the Terminator coming in to wipe out the base. Even though he's down to like 25% health, he's still got 18k to burn through. That is just so ridiculous. Turning red, the 25% mark, is at 18,000 health. That is just so absurd. All right, that was a hectic game. I am not sure what to think about that. That was pretty freaking incredible. I like the twists and turns in it. I hate that one person rage quit, and I hate that I missed one death, but at least we know what killed everyone. That was crazy. Well done to the Southern team pulling off the ultimate in ninja attacks, especially on this map. Like I said, I have never seen a Telemazer on Wonder, and I have played and watched a ton of Wonders. So kudos to Chomsky for sending that in. Thank you very much for that replay. I thoroughly enjoyed it. All right. That is going to wrap up this replay, but before I let you go, quick announcement. As you know, Project Insanity has come to the ultimate conclusion. The Insanity Cup has launched. That tournament is available in the links below. Information, signups, everything you need to know is in the video description. But I'm going to add one thing. For you guys who have been helping out all along or offering your help, you know where the forums are. You know where the Project Insanity forum post is. I would encourage you guys to go back over and check that out. I got promotional material up. You can vary it however you wish, some rules and guidelines for posting it. I need you guys' help to post this all over the place. The tournament is a week from Saturday. So we definitely want to get the word out to as many forums and gaming communities as we possibly can. Steam, the StarCraft forums, any kind of forum attached to strategy games that you can think of, just push it out there, make posts, be nice about it. Please don't start any flame wars about how this game is superior to all of the ones that everyone else plays, and you are just stupid for playing any other game. Don't go down that road. All right. That is my brief, rambly description of that. Please go check out all those links. If you haven't signed up for the tournament yet, do so. You are missing out. There are tons of rank brackets, and even the noobs have a chance at this. There's an under 900 bracket with a cash prize, so definitely go check that out. All right, before I talk your ears off anymore, I am going to sign out. That's going to wrap me up. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you will join me for the next one.